What's up, everybody, and welcome to Weekday Wagers Live on a Thursday afternoon. It might be a little dreary outside, but we're hoping to pick some things up today and get you going on the right direction. But speaking of the right direction, we had one guy that went in the right direction yesterday in the point parlay at plus 111, but UConn let us down, and they let Mark down for sure, going striking out at minus 6.5, and they completely struck out on the money line, losing the game just outright. So using both of these, it ends up working out in our favor. We get a plus one. We get a little bit back on our investment if you played both of them just overall. But today on the show, we're going to get into the breakdown that is happening between now the Buffalo Bills, who are a team that's on the rise, and to a Davis Mills-led team who might be a little sneaky. It might be a team at home. They have a really good defense. Can they catch the Bills in a short week? We're going to discuss all that with Mark coming up here in just a few minutes. Robbie is not here today, but he already did give out his play and his explanation. So I'll go ahead and follow up on that just here in a few minutes. But I'll have my play. Mark's got a play. We also have the play of the day. So you get all of those for free. But if you want to be more of a member, because I have 4 to 5 plays, I don't even remember at this point up, as well as the other guys have plays on justicethatsports.com. All you have to do is go over to the website, use the code DATA100, and you get your first month off. First month cut in half, 50% off for the first month using the code DATA100. So go ahead and do that now. And then to wrap up the show, as always, we do have primetime pay dirt, but our guy, Marky Model, did some homework for everybody. If you're a Survivor fan, he did some homework. He actually watched the show this week and took notes down. So are you excited to end the show with some Survivor talk?
You know, I really am. Listen, and after the ass whooping I took last night, Survivor talk is really what this is all about going into today. I literally binge watched a season and a half between last night and this morning. So I have been Survivor focused, and I'm ready to jump into it. I think I'm kind of hooked now.
All right. Well, we do have Joe already asking, like, well, how will TV timeout happen? Well, that's exactly how it's going to happen because we have our guy, Mark, helping us out and actually diving in and being a part of this. So it's going to be fun as we discuss all of this. But let's go ahead and play along as we always do into the game that is. Hold on.
Yeah, I just want to bring up. I was looking at. I know Joe asked a question about what happened to everybody's names in the chat. No idea. All I know is that when we came on and jumped into the show, we had to jump back out and jump back in because things were glitchy. Not sure why everybody has numbers assigned to their name.
Do they have numbers?
Yeah. So like Joe Neuenfeld 1408, Kimberly White 7105.
So there's an update with YouTube. If you haven't made a channel, you have to actually they make you make the channel. And that happened to me a while back because I had to do, I think my personal one I use is like Daniel Greer 901 because they wouldn't let me have just Daniel Greer anymore. And so I had to just take it. I had to change it. I'm guessing somebody else changed it, but or had theirs before me. But yeah, I had the same thing happen to me, and I got notified about it. So I see what you're talking about now. I was confused. I was just going to just gloss over that because I had no idea. But yeah, now Kevin Walls has a Y6S behind his. So I would go check out your personal YouTube account, and I guarantee that's where you're going to see it. They gave you that number. Yes. So we'll see. Either way, let's continue on. Let's go to. I have an important question because I know you follow the Bills. You're not exactly a Bills fan. Like you're more of the Chargers fan, but you do follow the Bills. Is Josh Allen? Is he the true like front runner for the MVP, or should he be? What are your thoughts on him being the MVP?
You know, I think it's a tough case to make, especially this year, given the Bills' performance at times throughout the season. I think I really do think that his biggest problem is playing down to the level of the competition and not necessarily just having a singular focus of going out there and dominating and controlling the field. he kind of goes out there and he knows he can win, which honestly, it's a hallmark of greatness. He knows he can win.
Right.
It's just he doesn't really go out to crush or to defeat. He goes out there just to win. And unfortunately, you end up with more losses that way.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of where I'm at as well. I think he is one of the best, if not the best in the game right now. But unfortunately, you can't take the losses that they're taking and expect to be the MVP. So I'm curious how it goes. I think that you're going to see being on a platform, right? The Thursday night, even though it's not the biggest of platforms, just in general, it's not the Monday Night Football game. It's still a big platform to show out. If he would have did last week, the 3-3, the 3 touchdowns, 3 passing touchdowns, if he done that tonight on a Houston defense, that's when you start hearing that narrative coming out the next morning of, oh my God, Josh Allen's back. He should be the MVP front runner. And so we'll see, but I don't know. So we do have a Bills fan, RJ, who says that he loves Josh Allen. But in all honesty, like Daniel Jones or Jonathan Taylor from Indianapolis, I don't think you can put Daniel Jones there anymore. I think he was there at one point, but I think he slipped up. And you see, whenever they stop the run, he can't win you the game. And so that's why I've always been very, on the side of, hey, Jonathan Taylor is that real offense on that thing. So I just think that, if you had to choose one of the two, I think I would choose Jonathan Taylor. Do you have somebody else that you're like, hey, this guy is MVP level, or he actually should end up winning it if he can play, if he plays the way he's been playing the last, I guess, this whole season?
Yeah, no, there's a couple of guys that come to mind, right? Unfortunately, they've been injured. Cam Scatterbo being one of them, even Jackson Dart. What are you talking about? And so hear me out, though, because I think when we're talking about MVP, right, we're talking about that player who has changed the perspective. Jonathan Taylor is one of them. And to your point, Daniel Jones was in the running, until recently, but they were in the running because nobody expected Indianapolis to do what they did. And they came out and they did it, and they did it in a just incredible fashion.
Are you frozen? I think you just froze. I was waiting for your punchline. I think you were coming back with something, and I was just waiting. And you look so pathetic on the screen right now. I don't know if that's a boo-boo face or what. All right, well, we're gonna see if we can get Mark back. Sorry, that got me. But we do have a question. And I'm going to go ahead and get to it here now because Rich has the question. He's asking, what do you guys like better for Shakir, over the receiving yards of 43.5 or 4.5 receptions? And so let me go ahead and get to, one of our plays because, that's what Robbie is on. So looking at this one right here, I see Shakir. I always call him Shakira. Like that's what I think of when I hear Khalil Shakir. But 43 plus receiving yards at minus 111. He gave this in the comments, so I'm going to read it verbatim right here on the screen. Just became a father, so that's the narrative street, right? We always want to play into the narrative street, but he plays a ton in the slot. Houston sucks at covering the slot, and so we're going to go ahead and play him there. And so I would suggest, just looking at the stats in general, I can go through here and see, but I would say that I don't love his catches. For the simple fact that he hasn't done it a lot. But I think if he's going to get 5 catches, he's got to go over the 43.5, in my opinion. I don't know how many times he would not have done that. So I think there's one game he had 4 catches for 45 yards. Every other game he's had over the 5, he's had the yards as well. And so I would say go ahead and play into that in general, and I would say let's go ahead and play his yardage. And so that's my opinion. I think that you can get a big number there instead of having to rely on a guy who struggles with that. So we'll get Mark back here in a little bit, we hope. If not, listen, we're just gonna roll with it. I'll roll by myself. I'm not scared, but I'm looking at this game just overall, and I think that if you're looking at this game, I think it's very simple. It has to be a Buffalo win, and so that's what scares me. Is Buffalo in general, they somehow slip up when they shouldn't slip up. And that's where I struggle with on this game, because everybody would call for the Cowboys to roll over Las Vegas. What happened? They rolled all over them, and they looked really good. Well, I'm looking now, and the public is back on Buffalo, and that worries me, is always being on the Buffalo side of things. And so I'm curious how all that plays out. But if I'm looking at the game as just a total, and I'm looking at it, it's a 5.5 spread now. And so at -110, I like them at 6, just because you got the push. Anything over 6.5, I don't love, because you can have a backdoor cover with if it's 6.5, 7.5, you're then having to say, I have to win by 2 series, like 2 possessions. But the 5.5, I still love. I still think that's a great look for Buffalo. Why it's coming back down, I have no idea. I don't know if the shark money is coming in on that or not, but either way, I still like Buffalo. All right, I think we might have Mark coming back in here. Let's see if he is. Are you alive?
I have no idea what the hell happened. Yes, I was not holding my breath, or I wasn't hesitating. Everything just went.
I was just waiting. I was like, is he about to say something? He's frozen. All right. Well, just kind of going back over it. Mainly, I was talking about the line falling down to 5.5. It was at 6, and I even saw 6.5 at one point. Does that worry you as a Buffalo, better, falling back down to the 5.5 number?
No, I think everybody is so high on Buffalo winning this game. I think that what they're trying to do is entice and get some Houston money coming in. And I think that with Houston's defense,
yeah,
the 6 to 6.5 scares me, to be honest. Because I think you start encroaching, and all of a sudden now you're indicating that you think it's not going to be as close a game as I know. I'm on Buffalo to win and cover the 5.5 for a pick on the site.
Yeah,
5.5 is a lot different than 6,
right? And I like it. I like it for sure. And so that's kind of where I'm going to land on. I believe we both like, Buffalo there at the -5.5. Anything on the total that you see?
Actually, that's a great question, because it actually turned out to be the model play of the day. The first half under.
You're not here now.
There I go. Here I am. First half under 23.5 at -130. A projected win percentage in that one of almost 68%. Love I think it makes sense as I'm looking at this game script. I think Houston's defense is a lot better than people perceive it to be, because the Houston Texans, their offense has been their Achilles heel. Their defense has kept them in games, if not won games for them. So I think that for the first half, you're going to see some offenses starting to struggle. And I think it's the second half that the Bills have been notorious second half team to begin with. So I love this spot here.
Yeah, and you could see field goals, and I have this on the site, so I'm not, scared to exactly share it. The fact is that Kaimi Fairbairn is at -130 or -135 for 2+ field goals. I don't think that's too much juice. When I looked at the numbers, in all honesty, like, he was out last week. He should be back this week, as all accounts are showing that he should be back. I think this could be more of a field goal game, because Buffalo's defense isn't great, but I think they're good enough to kind of slow down, Davis Mills, Nico Collins, Jaden Higgins, led offense. I think they can slow them down, as well as maybe load up the box a little bit and say, hey, we're not going to let Woody Marks beat us. I think that they can do that enough to stall out a Houston offense. And so because of that, I like the field goals as well. I haven't made that a official play on this show. I have another one that I like a little bit better. And so I just think that could be a field goal game. Because of that, you could see some drives stall out, and that under, especially in the first half, where they're going to take the points and instead of trying to push the narrative and go for it. I do think that under 23.5 is a good look. What's the record play of the day now?
We are 6-3. We got blown up by Ohio last night. So,
yeah. I do have a question, and this is just off of, just me, just wanting to talk about this. The ladder, what happened?
I'm going to take an elevator from now
on. I saw somebody put that out. I don't know if the ladder might not be your thing, or you think that you want to push on with it and start a new one next week.
I think that's look. First of all, I know that, how do I want to say this? I've hit ladders before. So I've done them in the past and have had some success with them. So I want to find a way that incorporates like a pick that I think is a really good play, a pick
Right.
that maybe you think is a fantastic play for that day. But I also really enjoyed the people's parlay.
Mm.
And so how do we find a mix of all of that to have some fun as we're, to throw an additional bet in each day? So I think I have an idea. We'll roll it out on Monday.
All right. Well, make sure you pay attention to that. We're going to go ahead and do this together, Mark, with your ideas. Joe doesn't like a quitter, and he wants a new ladder today. But I think we've already talked about it. I think Monday. I think letting it like end and having a good cutoff, and then starting the next week with a new week. I think it's great, especially the holidays. I think that's a good one to land on. So I think that's a good way to end that one.
Three ladder resets in the same week is never a good look.
It's never a good look. We don't care if you're calling for it. We're going to give Mark the day or two, maybe the weekend, until we can start a new one. But next week, just want to remind everybody, we are going to have a Monday show. We're going to cover Monday Night Football, but there will be no Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday shows. I will be unavailable. Robbie is unavailable. I know you are going to be somewhat more available, but we still want to make sure that if we do this as a team. And when 2 or 3 of us is unavailable, it doesn't make sense to continue doing this. So we're honestly just going to take the rest of the week off for the holidays. And so for Thanksgiving, we're going to still put out shorts. We're still going to put out content, but we're not going to see them in long form video. We're going to be able to do stuff on the back end. But also we have some things that are changing with the NFL Overdrive. We're hoping that we can spice it up a little bit. These shorts, I have to say, I know me and you are doing them mainly with the graphic wise and the editing and stuff like that. I feel like we're finding our niche a little bit. I feel like we're finding our zone and doing a good job with the shorts.
I think so too. And they're a lot of fun, right? I think that for somebody who has been accused of being long-winded, although I disagree, and not being able to keep things real concise, these have been a lot of fun because you've got 60 seconds to explain what the hell you're trying to explain and then get out. And I enjoy them. I think they're a lot of fun. My wife often wonders who I'm yelling at so late in the afternoon, but it's like, whatever. I'm just having fun.
That's just Mark. He's yelling at somebody again. But the NFL Overdrive is going to turn into, we're going to do 10 individual shorts. And so, yes, you might like, that's stupid. No. It's good for us. Plus, I think it does it in bite size. And so if you want to watch all 10, great. If you're just somebody who's just passing by, it gives us 10 chances for people to join you and be a part of the chat, the best damn chat in the business. And so we want more friends. And so that's how we're going to be breaking it up. You're going to still get our picks. They're just not going to come on its own separate video. It's going to come out via shorts. Hopefully more interaction, more stuff pops up on the screen. Should be entertaining. So
and I think it gives people an option that they don't have to sit through and listen to all 10 of our all of our opinions on all 10 questions.
Right.
If you have a very solid and comfortable position on is Shedeur Sanders going to throw for 250 yards this weekend, then go with it. You don't have to listen to us.
No doubt. All right. Well, we're going to continue on this thing as we give you our picks here. And I'm going to try to see if I can bring Mark back here in just a second. There we go. Mark left. And with StreamYard, I love StreamYard. I wish I could be in the driver's seat to change some things. That would make my life a little easier because I'm very type A on the producing part and now having it all look good. So Mark's going to be in and out as we transition through these slides because once he left, it throws everything off. But one person who hasn't left us, and I talked to him the other day, and he was very happy with seeing his name in the chat. He was not able to come by and say hello, but he told me to tell everybody hello and thank you. And he should have maybe a discount code coming out soon for Bassett's Blends.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Seabass, the only 5-star chef in the game. We all know sports betting is full of bad beats and tough calls, but when it comes to flavor, there's no second guessing. Bassett's Blends is the plus EV lock of every meal. We don't need a stinking model. Crafted with winning spices and bold taste, Bassett's Blends comes in 3 flavors, original, hot, and no salt, that's going to turn chicken, steak, vegetables, any dish into a can't-miss cover every night. With Bassett's Blends, there's no bad beats, no flavor fades, just guaranteed greatness. Check out the link right here where you can pick up your Bassett's Blends for a guaranteed lock every single night.
All right, I'm going to go with Jaden Higgins here. We're going to over the 28.5 receiving yards. It's at minus 110. If you don't know who Jaden Higgins is, he's the wide receiver 2 now for Houston. And if you look back at the last 2 games since Davis Mills took over, we're seeing Jaden Higgins getting a lot more opportunity. His route running, everything is trending in the right direction. He went over this the last 2 weeks. Guess who's been the quarterback the last 2 weeks? It's not been C.J. Stroud. It's been Davis Mills. Because of that, I am big on Jaden Higgins to go over this. It's just 28.5 receiving yards. He could get this in one fell swoop, but I still think that he's going to get 3 to 4 targets, maybe 2 to 3 catches in those. I think we go over tonight with Jaden Higgins at the 28.5 receiving yards. All right, Marky.
I but laugh every time I hear one fell swoop. I think of that Nate Bargatze bit. But anyway, I digress. I am all over the nightmare that will happen for the Seattle Kraken tonight. That's right. I'm taking the Seattle Kraken to stay under a goal in the first period at plus 105. Why? Simply because I am backing Spencer Knight in this spot. He's expected to start for Chicago. So I will put this on there. There is a caveat. If he is not, if Arvid Sonderblom gets the start, then do not place this bet. I am waiting until that is officially confirmed. Spencer Knight has only allowed one game to let a team score a first period goal in any of his 7 home starts this season. I love this spot for him. He has been an absolute dominant, just dominant. He's got a 93.7% save rate in the first period. Yeah, give me the Kraken to stay under. If they score, it's not till the second or third.
All right, we're going with some Kraken love there. All right, well, next we have the prime time pay dirt. And so let's go ahead and look at who are we targeting today. And we have James Cook on one side. It's one of the few minus numbers that we've had put up, but minus 105. We've also have Khalil Shakira. So I don't know if he's been big on the tutters because, we have Josh Allen running in. We also have, James Cook running them in. So I don't know if that's a good look. I'm curious if people want to play that. But then we have Dawson Knox at plus 360. I think that's a great look for the tight end. But then going to the other side, we have Woody Marks plus 138, Nico Collins plus 140, and then Dalton Schultz at plus 360. All right, Mark, where are you going here?
Yeah, I think James Cook is going to score a touchdown. I give him that. But I'm staying away from the minus 105. Give me Woody Marks. I think that the Bills are susceptible. They have been horrible. Not susceptible. They've been horrible at, as Charles Barkley would say, terrible at stopping anybody. And I think that Woody Marks is the guy that they're going to lean on, especially if Buffalo's approach to this game is you don't want Nico Collins to burn you. So no big chunk plays. And if you're focused on stopping the pass, Woody Marks opens up for the run. Give me Woody Marks.
All right. Well, I do like the Woody Marks look for sure. I'm going to go with Dawson Knox. And I think if you have to load up, if you're Houston, to stop the just the run just in general. And so you might be playing that. But even if you load heavy, I still think you can somehow sneak Dawson out of, off the line of scrimmage with a little bit of a bump to a linebacker and then send him out to the flats. Or to the back pylon. I think there's so many different ways you can get Dawson Knox open. There's a lot of chemistry. They've been teammates for a long time at this point, only since Dalton Kincaid took over the number 1 spot. But Dawson Knox has not really gone anywhere. I still think that he being a true vet will be a great look at plus 360 though. Like that's like Colomite. I don't know what the first tutter is, but I think it's got to be over plus 1,000 for the first touchdown.
You know who else I like? And he's not on here. Gabriel Davis. He's at plus 380 for an anytime touchdown. He just came back. And he and Josh Allen had the connection before he got injured. They had that connective piece. And I think that's why we're seeing Shakira's numbers kind of drop down as of late.
Yeah.
I think Gabriel Davis is a great look tonight.
I've been seeing this name a lot too, Shavers, and somebody shared information on him today when I was on Coaching Company this morning, and I don't remember who it was, but somebody talked about Shavers, and I don't even know who Shavers is. Do you know who Shavers is?
Is it Bic? Is it Bic Shavers?
I was actually trying to listen, and then all of a sudden you said Bic. I knew that was not right. I knew you were going. He's a rookie, RJ says, and I'm guessing RJ knows about the Buffalo Bills. I'm gonna go look at it real quick. So, looking at this, Tyrell Shavers plus 500 on FanDuel is the best price I saw, and Gabriel Davis plus 500 on MGM. So,
oh, nice.
I don't know about them just in general to speak on that, so I don't want to put my foot in my mouth. So, listen, it's RJ saying it. Why not? It's a good one to look at. My Knox touchdown for the first touchdown is plus 1,600. Can I get into the club or into the saloon if that happens? First,
no, you're already in.
I know. I just want to get in again. Like there's people in there 3 times already.
Dude, whatever.
My bad. I forgot that you weren't in, so you couldn't make a decision on it. Maurice says that he likes Josh Allen. I believe the best number on Josh Allen, I'll look at it real quick, is minus 125 on BetMGM. It's not a big number.
You know what, though? Some people call him Maurice. You don't know that song? Space Cowboy? Because I'm a joker.
Oh, yeah. Cute kid, though, by the way, Maurice.
Absolutely.
Cute kid. It does. I'm now seeing everybody's numbers on the back of their names. It's hilarious. I can't. The Steve Miller Band.
Yep.
Yeah, she's smarter than you. But, all right.
But I can play it.
Me too.
Yeah, whatever.
I can get that thing going. But that's enough of the betting. Everybody's here to talk about more than just sports betting on Thursdays, right, Mark?
I'm excited. I'm in. I know this one.
All right. Well, normally it's me and Rob, and we geek out, but you're pretty excited today. So I don't feel as bad to introduce our new video to set up what we call here at TV Timeout. All right, let's get a little TV timeout, Survivor talk. Who went home this week, Mark, and did it make you happy, sad, indifferent, don't care? Your thoughts on who went home this week?
So, Alex went home this week, gets voted off. I think from what I have in my binge watching, what stood out for me is Alex tried to play this game in an old school way, and it burned him. He tried playing all the sides against each other and him just staying in the middle, because that used to be the safe place to play. When I first started watching Survivor, back when it first came out, yes, and he was likable, but he wasn't playing the game the right way.
Okay.
And I think Rizzo he's in a great spot to really get further than he's in a great spot to get further than he should if this game was being played the way Alex was playing this game. And unfortunately, there's more people playing it the way Rizzo's playing it than Alex. Alex ends up going home.
I think you can play the middle, but I think you have to have a strong 2 to 3 people that allow you to play the middle. Right. So the only way to play the middle is if you're at the bottom of a decent sized alliance.
Right.
And I don't think you can just be a floater much if you have, like, especially a guy. Like a girl could probably float a little bit more because they don't think that she's as big of a threat on the competition beast and whatever. Like that's just the narrative, and that's understandable, even though these girls are kicking these dudes' tail. They have been, they continue to do it. But you can't be like a big guy. So you have to be a smaller guy, maybe that isn't like a competition, beast or a threat. At least that's how you're viewed. And so when I look at this, I think Alex played a good game. I think he started talking too much, and I think that's kind where it got him in trouble there. And like a guy like Jawan was playing a terrible game. Now he's kind of playing the right game, but now he's getting cocky and big-headed. I'm curious what happens next week, and I don't want to get into it just yet, but I saw the trailer for next week, and anytime you can get the people that are voted off go like that gets me brought in. That's first thing that Rob texted me this morning. Goes, Survivor is really good, but I'm really excited about next week.
Yeah, and I think that for me to see how this season has kind of progressed, and that the people who have not been voted off, I think surprised me. Again, I'm approaching this from not having seen the previous seasons and not having adjusted. I'm coming into this from my past experience going, okay, yeah, you play both ends against the middle. You ride that middle road until it becomes apparent that you really have to start forming. Large alliances never do well, by the way.
Yeah.
Ever. So if you were in a big group, you're screwed from the get-go. It's a matter of time. So I think that in all honesty, I'm surprised Sage is still here.
Yeah, but Sage hasn't won anything. And she literally is she's somebody that you could vote out at any moment. That's the problem. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think that's with Alex. I don't think it was easy to vote him out. And so that's kind of where I'm at, is like, I think that Alex was a decent player, but I also think that people saw him talking too much. I think Sage is a good listener. And you have to be a good listener if you're playing Survivor, because you got to make people think that they, honestly want to talk big and want to hear themselves talk and have somebody agree with them. And so I think that's what Sage does a really good job of, is people come to her, she's like, yeah. And then like just behind their back, she's like, all right, to the camera, like that person's an idiot, but she doesn't say that to them. So I like Sage a lot. I know that I saw Scott said that Savannah is sneaky. She absolutely is sneaky. I still hold the fact that I think she still wins this game somehow, some way. I think she can make enough people mad, but I also think that she's playing the game and a comp beast, so she could actually win this game.
Oh, I agree with you 100%. I think Savannah is the front runner to win. If I had to pick one right now, I think that her approach has been to be kind of that pack leader, that alpha, and she'll step on some toes, but at the same time, she listens and she will bring you in and, hey, it's you and I against the world. So, yeah.
Well, I think Rizzo, who I hate, he's annoying. I think he's so cocky and so confident and an a-hole, an absolute a. Anybody that says RIZGOD like to themselves about yourself, call yourself the Riz God. You obviously have to be cocky enough. I think that they're okay because they're both cocky and confident, and I think Sophie is as well. I think Red Sophie is what she was. I don't know. Anyway,
I was going to ask you: are you Team Sophie or Team Soph?
I don't know which is which. I just know Sophie Yellow I like better. Like, she's the one that's actually doing something in competitions. I think she'll get knocked off because of her and Savannah going back and forth with each other. Yeah. I don't think you can go at the crown too many times and miss and stay. I don't know how she's staying, but I think she's trying to play on that side. But her and Savannah, zero chance they go together. If anybody's getting voted off, Savannah's going to say, I want that girl to go because I can't deal with her anymore. She annoys me.
So look, can I ask who you think will be voted off next week?
The thing is, it could change so many different ways because of the competitions or, the flip-floppiness. If it's who is on the bottom right now, I'd have to say that Sophie easily could be voted off at any moment. And I also think that Rizzo will slip up 100%. He's too cocky right now. I think eventually what happens is you start seeing these numbers go, smaller and smaller and smaller. I think what happens then is these 3 or 4 that have hung together and they're the outsiders. Well, now they have majority of the votes because the other people are so cocky and confident. Like, hey, if I can keep my idol one more week. And so I'm hoping that Rizzo goes home with his idol in his hand and it's the RIZGODIDOL going home, and I'm cool with that.
That's exactly what I think happens next week, and that's the surprising aspect is that he doesn't. He's trying to hold on to that idol and use it when he thinks is strategically best. He's put himself in a position where now they're just going to remove him, knowing that he's not playing. It's all he's calling their bluff, and I think that he probably should have. He needs to flush it out next week before the next vote. If not, he's the one that goes home.
Yeah, I'm curious what happens because, like, you ever heard the term "a woman scorned"? Like, they will come for his neck, and he's working with all girls, and all it takes is you saying something about one of them or doing something, and I swear on Survivor, those girls will come after you and cut you out really, really quickly. And so I'm curious how it goes. I do enjoy this season of Survivor, and that's why we have the TV timeout to talk about more things than just sports betting. But it has been interesting. I'm curious who everybody else thinks. If you're still watching this one, I know you're a big fan of Survivor as well. Like we are. We've been doing this. We're eventually going to do this again. I don't know what we can do for. Actually, I'm just thinking about it right now. Let's go ahead and do, because this ends, I would say, before Christmas, prior to whenever Survivor ends. Let's have some Christmas movie callbacks. The chat votes for what Christmas movie we're watching that week. It should be only 2 or 3, and let's share some funny stories that maybe we forgot about or missed, or maybe a new one.
Maybe what we should do is a holiday movie bracket, and then we break down the top 3 for 3 Thursdays in a row.
Okay. I like that idea.
Do you like that?
Maybe we can make some shorts out of our top 3 as well.
Why do we think? Yeah.
Well, let's do it. All right. Well, that's going to be it for today. Hope everybody enjoys the Survivor Talk, the TV timeout. We take some time out of our personal lives and really just pull back the curtain and just show the things that we actually enjoy. And we got Mark on this. Who would have thought we'd have got you on Survivor? But it has been good. I hope you've actually enjoyed it.
It actually was so intriguing. And then all of a sudden, see, I'm a sucker for like The Traitor. I can't wait for that, because I get wrapped into these things and all of a sudden I'm sucked in. And for whatever reason, I fell off the Survivor train. And the last, especially this morning, as I was really getting into this season, it was like, whoa, I missed this.
I wish there was a catch-up Survivor, like what you could do, like 30-minute episodes where they cut out all the BS and just show you like the real stuff. So you could watch a whole season in like 6 hours if you needed to. That would be interesting. Just like a super recap. Hey, I'm going to watch last season, but I don't want to watch the whole thing.
The clip note version.
Yeah, the clip note. Yes, and yes, Mark is hooked now. For sure. So yes, we're doing Traders in January. There's a new Survivor late February. My God, I had no idea. But Traders for sure in January, and we'll have Seabass on at some point. His wife is on it, so we'll have him on. He's already told me he will attend. He will make sure he comes on. I think Thursdays are actually a great day for him, so this could work out perfectly. So we'll have him come on for just that. I know he's busy. I know he'd love to talk about other things. Maybe he will come and join us. But maybe we'll see if we can get him on Traders. Let's let you answer that question first.
Yeah. So Scotty Too Hottie 808. Never thought I'd be saying that out loud. Yes, Robbie has auditioned once or twice, I think.
At least once I know of.
Once for sure that I know of. I thought maybe it was twice. But yeah, Robbie would actually. This is a bucket list for Rob.
100%.
To get on Survivor. So yes.
I would for sure do it. I think it's now probably my number one. I used to think I'd be able to go on Big Brother. No, Big Brother, I'm not trying to do all that. I'm not trying to be that, like having those many conversations in a closed indoor place for that many days. It's like 3 months long. It's the dumbest thing. If you win, it's like 90 days or whatever it is. It's stupid. Right. This is a lot faster. And I agree with Joe. He's saying Robbie would be too dominant in competitions. I agree. And that's like that I know you're a taller person as well. That'd be my issue as well, is because I'm 6'3", 230. Like, I'm obviously going to be looked at as being a larger person that can probably win some things. And so that's the only thing that worries me. If I went on there, I'd be like picked out really quick. Like, all right, we need to send him home, especially if you lose early.
Yeah, I would not do Survivor. Survivor, no. Traders
Traders would be good.
100%.
Yeah, my kid watched Traders
100%.
with me now.
Oh, I love it. I've seen the one from New Zealand, the Australia one.
Really?
Yeah. They do not disappoint.
Huh. Interesting. All right. Well, I enjoy Traders. I'm excited about this season. Seabass is sworn to secrecy. There's no telling of anything. I believe they signed something that says they can't say anything either. So I have no idea. I have no insight on any of this. And so I'm excited about seeing it and getting his true reactions, because he'll be seeing it for the first time. Whether he's been told anything by his wife, I don't know. But I believe that he will be genuinely be able to talk about this and share his sentiments just overall. But a show like Fear Factor, absolutely not. Like, I would never do it. I don't eat those kind of things. I'm not trying to be stupid in my life.
$10,000 ain't enough for me to eat a whole thing of crickets. That's disgusting. I will say this. The next time Celebrity Traders comes on, our show should be so big that I would qualify.
So big. I was just thinking how big it's going to be by that time. All right, well, that's all we got. Thank you all for hanging out and making us a part of your day. Hopefully we're the best part of your day. But that's all we're going to have today on the show. Go ahead and get all these picks in. I believe that was 4 different plays, which is obviously there. You can go get more over at justthatsports.com.
The last thing I have, Joe said to give him a ladder challenge or ladder lean that he would play on his own. I'm going to do you one better, Joe. I'm going to give you a solid. Go over to juststatsports.com, click on the free play of the day. It's right there on the homepage. It is the NFL Power 4 parlay. It's at plus 166. So you don't know what? Yeah, don't go to the site. We got it right here for you. Josh Allen go to throw for at least 180 yards. Joshua Palmer to get 15 receiving yards. Nico Collins, 50 receiving yards. And Nick the Chubb to get 15 rushing yards. These guys have all done this. I think Nico's the lowest at 80%. Everything else is 85, 90, 82, and 95. So, yeah, love those.
Yeah, I like that. I like all those plays, especially the Nick Chubb one. Like, that's what it gives me on this plus 166. And so I really like this. I think this is a great parlay.
This is the second day in a row that right at the end of the show, Rob said something that absolutely blew my mind with his wife reading naughty novels last night.
So he shared that with me a while back, that he calls them naughty novels, and I lost it, because that's the funniest thing I've ever heard. So I now call them naughty novels.
And now you're going right to the Nick the Chubb.
Yeah. Listen, it gets me going. So I like this Power 4 parlay, and there's nothing wrong with that. I feel good about it. I would probably, instead of going with Josh Palmer, I would go with Shaker. Is that his name? No, there's Shaker, right? He's the other guy.
Khalil Shakir.
No, I know Khalil Shakir, the other guy. The guy that Shaver. Tyrell Shavers. Screw your Palmer. Get rid of him. Tyrell Shavers. All right. Nico Collins, I'm fine with. Chubb, get rid of him. I'm going to put Jaden Higgins, and I probably got a better one than you. I might go head to head against you tonight. But I do like your Josh Allen. I like your Nico, but I'm going to go the other way.
Go the other way.
Okay.
Showdown.
All right.
Whoever
This is loses, a lot of on the spot thinking for you. I'm nervous for what's coming out of your mouth.
Whoever loses has to give a month subscription to Just Stat Sports.
I don't know how we're going to do it, but we'll do it.
To somebody, all they have to do is, if you're not already a subscriber, all they have to do is just put hashtag Marky Model.
We're at
in
the end of the show,
comments.
though. If the show ends and you have not done this and it's a live, you can come in all the way up until the start of the game tonight.
Or you know what? We'll pick the winner tomorrow. Let's do that because you're right, because it's already at the end. So we'll do that.
I'm trying to close up shop, man.
I know.
It's
I know.
time to get out.
I know. I'm trying to extend this another 45 minutes.
I got a meeting in like 15 minutes I got to get to.
Actually, you know what? So do I. I got a little play date with Big Chuck Mark.
Oh, should be a fun time. All right. Well,
we're dropping some soccer plays.
Well, we'll get this all going. We'll go head to head. I'll put out whatever 2 plays, and I'll make sure they're at least 166 or higher. I'm going to try to get mine like plus 200 at least, because 166 is fine. But like, let's live a little bit at this point. We'll see who wins. But that's all we got today. Thank you all for hanging out with us. But we're going to be back Friday. All 3 of us should be here unless we have some bad storms happen again. But that's what's taken out Robbie on the actual real day job. But thank you for hanging out with us for 46 plus minutes. My God. We're going to continue this thing on. Thanks for Mark for stepping in for Robbie today and actually watching some Survivor. I love it. We'll see you all tomorrow.